G'day guys, Seeney here and welcome to another episode on the Australian Wealth channel. And in this episode, we're going to be talking about how you're probably going to need more money than you think. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps to get these videos out to more people. So there's something really important that we need to talk about, and that is, of course, the I word, and that is inflation. So inflation is that thing that just continually erodes our money every single year. You know, it's like that little gremlin in the cave just taking little bits of your purchasing power every single year. So it's a really important thing to talk about, because when it comes to you retiring and being able to secure your financial freedom, you know, you're probably going to need more money than you think. Now, there's a number of different reasons for this. One, because inflation in the US is quite hot, and I anticipate that that's going to be quite hot in Australia as well. See, the thing is, roughly every 30 years, inflation causes the value of the dollar to be cut in half. So the purchasing power of $100,000 today is going to be the same as $200,000 in 30 years. So let's say that you have $100,000 in cash and you just slap it underneath your mattress and you come back to that later. That $100,000 is going to be the equivalent of $50,000 today. You know, it's just not going to have the same purchasing power. So if you're one of those guys that are looking for financial independence and retiring early, and you know, it's great to have that financial freedom, here's a bit of a wake-up call. You know, you're going to need more than you think. So let's say you're working towards retiring on a $50,000 a year income. So that might be achievable. However, in 30 years, that $50,000 will have the same purchasing power as $25,000. So it's going to get cut in half from 30, I'm 30 now, and retire at 60, for example. It's much harder to live off 25 than 50. So you're probably going to want to have twice as much saved as what you think. So it's more like you're going to be off $100,000 a year in 30 years, and that'll give you the same purchasing power as 50. So that's, of course, if you're just saving. But there is a way to get around this, and that is through investing. So if we invest our money instead, this changes the game completely. For those people that don't know, there's a common rule in the financial space called the 4% rule. And basically what that means is that once you get to a point where you want to retire, you can withdraw about 4% of your portfolio and basically have money for the next 30 years and not have to worry at all about, you know, anything like that. Now, the reason for that is that generally the stock market appreciates on about 7 to 8% a year. And of course, when you factor in inflation into that, you know, inflation is between 2 or 3. So you have a safety net there of not only 7%, but if inflation's 3%, you can withdraw 4% and you're still going to be about the same level. So that is the 4% rule. So if you follow this rule, you're going to be okay, because it allows for the adjustment of inflation. But if you're withdrawing more than that, you're going to be in for a bit of a surprise. So for me personally, I've got a goal of about $2.2 million invested that would set me up really solidly for retirement. Of course, this number is going to change for everyone, and I'm going to run through a couple of different scenarios for people so that you know exactly what the right amount to be invested for your goals is. So I think that 2.2 million that I'm aiming for is going to be quite achievable for people over 30 years. You know, if you're depositing $420 every single week at a 7% return, you'll be able to get to that $2.2 million mark over 30 years. So this is going to be achievable for a lot of people. Might not be achievable for everyone, but you're still going to end up in a very good position as long as you're investing for the long term. So how much do you want to spend in your retirement? You know, some people want to retire on very little money so they can retire early. Some people want to retire on a lot of money and just live really big. So here's some of those stats of basically roughly what you'll need to have invested so that you can live the lifestyle that you want. So if you want to live on about $40,000 a year currently in today's money with those expenses, you'll need about $1 million invested. So over time, this is something that's going to be achievable for those people that are investing, or if you have a high income, you might be able to do this a bit faster. Now, if you want to retire on about $80,000 a year, which is pretty big spending to be honest, you're looking at about $2 million invested, $120,000 a year. Just spending, is $3 million a year you'll need invested, and of course, $160,000 a year is about $4 million invested. So depending on what your goals are in the long term, dictates basically how much you need to invest and how long you need to do it for. So just remember, when it comes to planning for retirement and financial freedom, the thing is, inflation is going to continue to eat away because the money's been taking off the gold standard, and now it's just in the hands of governments, and they're always aiming for roughly that 2% inflation target. And it could run hotter, so it's really important just to keep that in mind when you are investing, that you have some diversification. So that way, if inflation just goes nuts, you've still got assets not only in real estate, but also businesses that produce things. So that's something really important. So that way, you don't spend all this time just saving money and then inflation just eats it up and you've just wasted all of that time. You want to be a little bit more diversified. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. It really helps to get these videos out to more people. So of course, if you want to get a free stock, everyone loves free stock. I have a link in the description for Stake, and when you deposit money into your brokerage account, you get yourself a free stock. It could be GoPro, could be Dropbox, or it could even be Nike. Who knows? I'm still waiting for a Nike stock. I've had a lot of people that have joined, but most of them have been GoPro. I think I've got a Dropbox one, which has been great. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that Nike one. So Stake, let's go. And of course, I have another link also in the description for WeMoney, who will give you $5. They will literally pay it to your PayPal account just for joining their app. And I think it's a fantastic app that I've found quite recently for tracking my net worth, and also does budgeting, and they have a great community of people on there that are also aiming for financial independence and financial freedom. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure you like and subscribe. My name is Seeney, and we'll see you later.